On the 24th of February, exactly 4 years after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Museum of the Second World War in Gdańsk opened a new powerful exhibition marking one of the most tragic and brutal chapters of the war, the siege of Mariupol. To discuss its significance, I am joined by Ukrainian Consul here in Gdańsk, Mr. Oleksandr Plodystyi. Hello and welcome, sir. Delighted to have you with us.
Me too. Thank you for the invitation.
So let me start with a personal question. When you first saw this exhibition, what emotions did you experience?
Oh, that's very difficult because this very symbolical exhibition that show the scale of the tragedy of Ukrainian people, especially of this big city of Mariupol. And from the other way, a lot of proud for Ukrainian people who still battles and never give an opportunity to Russian forces to do the same with the other Ukrainian cities.
The exhibition is housed in the Second World War Museum here in Gdańsk. So what parallels, if any, do you see between these two conflicts, between Second World War and what's going on in Ukraine right now?
The most important is if one time aggression was not punished, its aggression is coming back with small power. So that's exactly the same that we can observe in the Ukrainian war against Russian Federation.
The exhibition uses powerful imagery and multimedia to convey its message. How effective do you think it is in doing so?
This museum is very popular place to visit. It's attract more people, and if somebody go in and can follow this exhibition and observe these iconic symbols of tragedy of Ukrainian people, of this city, it's a huge thing who can who give us an opportunity to inform more people of this tragedy of tragedy of the city. It's very important for us, especially that the city of Mariupol has a special relation with the city of Gdańsk. Their agreement signed more than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit more about this relationship between the two cities?
Yes. When for the first time Mariupol was bombed by Russian forces, it was in 2015, and the president of the city of Gdańsk, Mr. Adamovich, immediately went to the Mariupol to sign the agreement with the city to help him, to help the city, to offer the possibility that this city not to stay alone, to give the world support for people of this city.
Do you think that exhibitions like this one and cultural institutions in general have the power to counter Russian disinformation?
Absolutely. For example, this exhibition, it was in practical way show us how we can battle Russian disinformation. For example, you can see here pebbles. Every pebbles, that's one person killed by Russian forces in Mariupol in 2022. Pebbles laid like this, it was identifying person. And these pebbles, chaotically placed in the center, means that people killed but not identified. In Mariupol, we count between 100,000 and 200,000 people killed but still not identified. So this is a good example to see the scale of this tragedy, identified and non-identified. The other way, by the culture, we can spoke to address to people the imagine, the I don't know, exhibition, the concert to show the scale of tragedy, how this passed, and to attract more people to inform them about this war.
We also have the picture of the dramatic theater here, right?
Absolutely. That's a picture of dramatic theater in Mariupol. The problem that was in this theater was more than 1,000 people and child who was found and place to be safe from Russian bombs, and by huge letters on the out of this building was described in Russian language children. But until this, Russian Federation bombed this building, destroyed completely, and killed every person, every people who was inside this building. Later, Russia completely rebuilding this building, and every evidence of this crime was destroyed by Russian Federation by this way.
So since 2022, Poland
Yes.
has welcomed millions of Ukrainians. So how would you describe the Ukrainian community here in Poland, and especially in Gdańsk?
Ukrainian community in Poland, and especially in Gdańsk, it was composed of two parts. First one, that's people who arrived before the war started and are looking for better economical life for economical reason. And second one, these people who arrived after this war full scale was started. Sometimes it's difficult because second part is people who was not prepared to go to Poland. Yes, that does not mean they don't speak Polish language, that they don't prepare themselves for live in other country. That's complicated things, and people with this condition starts to live in a new country. That's very difficult, but I can say that most of these people can be independent. Something is also is independent, can provide independent lives, economically independent, and to give and somebody is still looking for better conditions, looking for himself, herself, in this way, and maybe return to Ukraine or change for other country, but still. Huge quantity of Ukrainians still living in Poland, in Gdańsk, and in good conditions and peacefully.
And how has the relationship between Ukraine and Poland changed over the last 4 years?
In the beginning of this war, relation was very emotional, as Polish people helped everybody to find a solution in every situation, to find a house, for example, an apartment, a work, for example. Actually, they stay less emotion, but maybe more rationally, and I think that's the best way to find for both of this community, because the Ukrainian community in Poland is the biggest minority in Poland, and that's way that two communities can coexist in this country. But we still have a big support for Ukraine from the Polish society, from the local and regional powers and authorities.
And as the war enters its 5th year, what role can international solidarity play in Ukraine's future?
After February, 4 years ago, it was a very important day because they give us full-scale invasion, but also gave us and support from other country, other people, and that's way who showed us who was with us, who was against us. It is like this, and we still need this support because we had to know that we are not alone with our enemy, with our enemies, and we need this support to that this world, European country, for example, other country around the world state, you are not alone. For us, it's very, very important things, and with this, it's support, humanitarian support, military support that we receive every day. That's very important for us. That's help us to go on this war against Russia. That's very important thing for us.
And do you think there's such a thing as solidarity fatigue? And can exhibitions like this one help counter that?
I can't imagine that solidarity fatigue, but this exhibition like this show everybody, for example, in Poland or everywhere, that the war still going on. That Ukrainians still every day killed by Russian Federation. And this very this signal it's very simple. That is very important. That's why we will continue to do it and to show our situation, because we don't want that Ukraine will associate it with countries that's still in war. No, we don't want it, but we can. We want that every remember that Ukraine fight for his independence and against Russian Federation.
Oleksandr Plodystyi, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.
And before we go, let's take a look at the exhibition opening on February 24th.
For 85 days, the city of Mariupol was encircled, cut off and bombed. Right now in Gdańsk, an immersive exhibition is recalling those painful days. Behind me is an immersive artwork that tells one of the most painful chapters of the siege, the bombing of the Donetsk Regional Drama Theater, where over 300 civilians were killed as they sheltered inside. The exhibition's curator and one of its artists, Plodystyi, says installations such as these are intended to make Mariupol's losses tangible at a time when some speak of war fatigue.
When visitors meet with this exhibition, when they see installation theater of Mariupol, where killed more than 300 people, when they see video, it is more understandable for people what happened now in Ukraine.
For members of the Ukrainian armed forces, keeping the story of the siege alive remains vital.
I think that the memory is very important. It's very important to share it with our Western partners, with our international partners, and Poland is one of our closest allies in this war.
The director of the Museum of the Second World War, Rafał Wnuk, says institutions such as this have a responsibility to place Ukrainian suffering within the wider history of conflict.
This exhibition is an original Ukrainian arts project which we are hosting here in Gdańsk for obvious reasons. Our museum is located in Gdańsk, which is also home to places such as Westerplatte and the Polish Post Office. Symbolic World War II locations that show how humans are treated under totalitarian systems, how a small group must stand and fight against an overwhelming force.
Above me are reproductions of paintings done by children of Mariupol, asked to paint their hopes and dreams for the future. 4 years into the war, this exhibition stands as a painful reminder of how far these drawings and dreams are from reality. For TVP World, I'm Karolina Shapland.
Thank you for watching Pulse of Culture. Please stay tuned for more here on TVP World.